Key point 1. The history of humankind is a reflection of humans and the future generations. It's possible to find many tales about human conquest, adaptability, religion, and economy throughout the history of humanity. The expansion and spread of the human species has been seen to be among the fastest and well-documented events in history. We have progressed from being ordinary and primitive to being nearly completely in command of the whole planet. The progress of humans over the years has facilitated a lot of developments that have shaped the way we live. Compared to the earliest humans, there have been many changes to the way we think and behave. Additions like religion, culture, and social constructs have changed the way we behave. All of these are mentioned in this summary. This piece examines humans generally and how we have been able to evolve, change, and adapt. The material included in this bite-sized summary recounts the narrative of the evolution of the human species from the very earliest people to the present-day humans as told by scientists. In other words, if you're picky about history, how religion and economics have altered the globe, and how science has continued to turn the wheel of capitalism, then this summary is for you. In his work, Yuval Noah Harari has done honor to the subject of evolution by carefully constructing his words and supporting them with factual information, statistical data, and historical evidence from many research pieces. Key point 2. The 3 revolutions that formed humanity are accountable for human civilization and development. History shows that humans existed long before their presence was noted or documented. It also shows that during the early years of man, humans were not special in any way. We were just another species of animals. 3 significant revolutions shaped the history of humankind. The cognitive revolution. This started around 70,000 years ago. This revolution was an interdisciplinary study of the mind and its activities that started in the 1950s. Early cognitive psychology aimed to apply scientific methods to human cognition. The agricultural revolution. This was a period, 12,000 years ago in history, when agricultural output increased at an unparalleled rate due to improvements in labor and land productivity. The scientific revolution. The scientific revolution was a sequence of events that occurred about 500 years ago during the early modern era, when advances in mathematics, physics, astronomy, biology, and chemistry altered society's perceptions of nature. Prehistoric humans, who lived for approximately 2 million years, were thought to be on par with other creatures, particularly mammals. Man's initial evolution may be dated back to approximately 2.5 million years ago in East Africa. According to its narrative, there is a misunderstanding regarding how the human race originated. While it is widely assumed that people developed at separate periods, the author Yuval Noah Harari thinks that multiple species of humans existed on the planet at the same time. As time progressed, these revolutions became a focal point in the ideal force that pushed humans to evolve at a rapid rate. Their thoughts began to revolve around developing new lives and generating ideas that would allow them to explore a different period of civilization. Humans have been able to climb to the top of the food chain and dominate virtually every element of life as a result of these revolutions. Remember, the different revolutions improved humanity's capacity to sustain more people under adverse circumstances. Humans were distinguished by the size of their brains in the earliest stage of scientific revolution. It is thought that the human brain is disproportionately large for their size, which explains why humans are so intelligent and inventive. Science and technology, as well as anthropology, economics, and sociology, have all benefited from these breakthroughs. Key point 3. The capacity of Homo sapiens to procreate and live with other species enabled fast human civilization development. Homo sapiens is the species to which all contemporary humans belong. Based on historical accounts, when the Homo sapiens got to Arabia, it was noted that they encountered other humans. The interaction between both species gave birth to 2 theories: interbreeding theory and replacement theory. The interbreeding theory states that the Homo sapiens mated and bred with the other human species called the Neanderthals, which continued the human race. The replacement theory, on the other hand, deduces that the Homo sapiens killed off all the Neanderthals, or watched them die off and replaced them without breeding with them. The replacement theory then shows that the human race can be traced to one lineage of African Homo sapiens 70,000 years ago. Homo sapiens were able to conquer the world because of their unique language. The level of understanding and coherence in their language made it easy for them to communicate better. The cognitive revolution allowed Homo sapiens to communicate at a high level. The creative thoughts and ideas of Homo sapiens allowed them to bond and collaborate faster than any other species. Educationally, Homo sapiens grew exponentially in comparison to other species. They were able to come up with a way where conceived thoughts and imaginations were turned to facts and data. These conceived ideas became responsible for sociology, economics, and science. It also gave birth to trade and commerce. Through these various developments, Homo sapiens overshadowed the other species and evolved way above them. Key point 4. The agricultural revolution brought much of man's psychological development to the fore. The agricultural revolution, which started around 12,000 years ago, was responsible for the gorging gene. The gorging gene hypothesis believed that our forefathers stuffed themselves on sweets or fats, and that is why obesity has become so widespread. Yuval Noah Harari believes that the intake of high-calorie meals has been inadvertently programmed into Homo sapiens' DNA. His theory was that since sweet foods were scarce during Homo sapiens' time, they gulped and swallowed as much as they could whenever they came across them. He also believes that contemporary human DNA still thinks it is in the dessert, which explains why people eat so many calories. The absence of in-depth information of the forgers' ancient methods is partially to blame for how modern people perceived religion, culture, and society. This inaccuracy implies that what individuals learn isn't completely accurate, which has ramifications in the present and future. Written history is incomplete and inaccurate. It has been passed down through the years, gradually losing its authenticity and expertise. Humans have lived countless lives since the beginning of the agricultural revolution, all with distinct beliefs, ideals, and civilizations. This isn't to imply that Homo sapiens didn't have their own unique ways of living or thinking, but they weren't as advanced as modern people. Even if Homo sapiens were more skilled, the present human population knows much more than they did back then. Did you know, according to the World Health Organization, compared to the 800,000 people who died by suicide in 2012, more than 1.5 million people died of diabetes in the United States. Key point 5. Human development benefited in many ways from the agricultural revolution. The earliest humans were plagued by concerns and apprehensions about the natural world. Since they were now primarily engaged in agriculture, they began to place a greater emphasis on the weather, such as when rain would fall and how well their crops would grow. As people began to attach spiritual significance to things that symbolized what was prevalent around them, several religions arose as a result of these dedications. Unknown to them, however, they were fast to adapt to these changes due to a lack of alternatives and a lack of knowledge. Most individuals dread change because it is uncertain, but history's greatest constant is change. The fast expansion of the human population began with their global excursions. They traveled from America to Canada, Central America, Mexico, South America, and the Amazon. They conquered as they went, expanding and spreading throughout various geographical areas in order to mate and multiply. They were able to find additional foods as a result of their excursions, resulting in the beginning of the agricultural revolution. It should be emphasized, however, that the agricultural revolution brought with it its own set of difficulties and drawbacks. For the humans who were expanding at an alarming pace, the revolution produced a lot of labor and little time to relax. Key point 6. The need for data made humans consider writing in numbers and symbols. Writing had several forms throughout history, and it didn't begin with the current structure. The Incas, who were at that time South America Indians for example, utilized a quipu writing system in which colors and strings were used to represent numerals and symbols. They were able to maintain records, count, and do calculations as a consequence of writing, which helped their minds grow sharper. Numbers have far surpassed the usage of any other language on the planet. Numbers are vital to human growth, which is why humans profited from the knowledge they discovered. The items that humans created have had a significant impact on their existence. Human lives are shaped by man-made concepts such as social class, race, tribe, segregation, and identity. Discrimination and segregation will always be widespread due to the desire for power and the innate urge to be at the top. The strong gain power by exploiting the helplessness of the powerless. Also, ideologies shaped by culture and religion have resulted in an imbalanced societal structure. Much of human history would have been lost without the data left behind by the earliest humans. Since information is a continuous process, it will become easier for people to learn from past mistakes. With the usage of numbers and symbols, dates can be recorded and records can be easily accessed. Symbols have also come in handy, and it is used across many fields like astrology, astronomy, etc. Key point 7. Religion negates the concept of biology when it comes to human nature. Religion has frowned upon natural occurrences and possibilities in the absence of scientific evidence, merely because it is not permitted in their religious beliefs. As long as anything is psychologically feasible, it is likewise natural, regardless of what the rest of society thinks about the matter. As a result, there is some misunderstanding as to how free will may be conceivable when it is in conflict with the natural and biological order. Questions you cannot answer are usually far better for you than answers you cannot question. Yuval Noah Harari. Religious people believe that free will is a gift from a superior deity, with free will being defined as the ability for humans to conduct their lives as they choose to do so. It seems then that if the ultimate being then proceeds to punish those who do not adhere to his own teachings and beliefs, then the whole point of free choice is lost. Remember that the biggest adversary of knowledge is not ignorance, but rather the deluding illusion of knowing what one knows. Nature's rules, such as hormones and DNA, as described by science, determine human behavior. Religion, on the other hand, is not in a position to modify these natural laws to suit their own preferences. Because religion has imposed limitations on biology, most of history is partial and insufficient as a result of the failure of natural laws to emerge completely through history. Inequalities have led to misunderstandings, but they have also facilitated the development of critical and analytical thinking skills among people. Knowledge of these societal inequalities, on the other hand, is progressively driving people toward a shared goal, a sense of belonging. Key point 8. Money, credits, and religion were created as effective ways to keep capitalism and evolution going. The majority of modern people's lives revolve on commerce and money. Money was designed to keep people in check by providing them with something to pursue. The problem with money is that a large portion of it doesn't exist in physical form. It is digital money that has been stored electronically. The most common reaction of the human mind to achievement is not satisfaction, but craving for more. Yuval Noah Harari. Money's significance cannot be overstated since it is so vital in today's society. Almost everything revolves on money, which is why everyone desires it. Several other things that people think are sacred to their existence, such as money, are things that have been implanted in them from generation to generation. There's a good possibility that the style of life you live now was influenced by aliens who conquered your forefathers. The blending of ancient and modern civilizations, on the other hand, has aided human development. New cultural ideas arose as a result, and people expanded and spread farther. Human variety has fueled efforts to create a more united world. People are striving for a united identity, as shown by the development of shared natural ideals like equality and the desire to eliminate racial segregation. States and nations will most likely be phased out in the future since they promote more division than unity. Keep in mind that religion spread as a result of the desire for a united world. Religion, like money and the value placed on empires, is a tool that people use to bring the globe together. The religious revolution sprang from this necessity. Religion has evolved from a form of worship to a way of life for people. Objects and symbols were associated with importance and spirituality all throughout the globe. Because they needed to propagate their faith, it became an invasion strategy, with nations being conquered and given the invaders' religion's teachings. Emperor Constantine thought that having a single religion would greatly assist him in uniting the globe under his control. Religion became a strong weapon, and it swept throughout the globe like wind thanks to its welders. With a combined population of 3.5 billion people, Christianity and Islam are the world's most populous religions. Key point 9. The emergence of science and technology triggered the rapid growth of humankind. Over the past 5 centuries, humans have developed beyond the expected speed and predictions. This rapid growth can be attached to the birth of science and technology. Science is a field of study that asks questions and looks for answers. Unlike religion, science believes that humans are novices who should all be open to learning more. While religion believes that it contains the answers to everything about life, science takes the empirical approach of doing research to find solutions. Science relies on data, facts, statistics, and mathematics. Research and the obsession with finding answers to questions are what makes science exciting and captivating. While religion and culture seek natural solutions, scientists think there is always space for further discoveries and advancements. Humans may now escape death rather than attempting to find meaning in it, thanks to the advancement of scientific knowledge. It is being sought after what causes fatalities, and rather than accepting a loss, people are searching for methods to gain an advantage. Humans have discovered methods to live wiser and better lives as a result of different scientific investigations, technology advances, and the development of sociology. Conclusion. Humans are insatiable creatures that constantly want more, no matter how much they already have. Human evolution bears witness to this, yet as terrible as it may seem, it is also heading to a unifying cause. Humans currently control the growth of the planet and its inhabitants, implying that we will soon become the world's main proprietors and rulers. It has been proven through history, science, and agriculture how humans developed and why you should understand why people do what they do. We have achieved significant progress in the past several decades in terms of reducing hunger, disease, and conflict. The condition of other creatures is quickly worsening, and the improvement in humanity's lot is too recent and delicate to be guaranteed. Despite our amazing abilities, we humans appear to be as dissatisfied as ever. We are more powerful than ever, yet we have no clue how to use it. Worse, people appear more reckless than ever. We are self-made gods, bound solely by the rules of physics. We wreak havoc on our fellow creatures and the surrounding environment, seeking only our own pleasure and entertainment, but never finding it. Progress in human development is reaching the point where humans are on the verge of taking control of the globe and even changing the natural order. Despite these accomplishments, individuals are unhappy with the direction in which they are heading. In the meanwhile, they aren't sure what they want, and they aren't likely to be in the near future either.